Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Boyertown Area Senior High School, where tonight your Boyertown Bears are playing host to the Warriors of Methacton. Here with your play-by-play, as always, I'm Jim Towers, along with the greatest color man in the pack, the Reverend John T. Kaleda.
Hey, Jim.
John, we have an interesting game tonight. For the first time all season, we are going to be watching number 13 from Methacton, Cole Hargrove. Just found out before the game, a legit D1 prospect with a few offers from some Division I schools. Methacton known for their fast offense. What's your scouting report tell you tonight about it, John?
Well, when you're averaging 16, close to 17 points a game, and the roster here has you listed at 6'8", yeah, I would think that there would be some big schools who are going to at least take a look at Hargrove. And if you're not a basketball, fan of Methacton, if you're not a Methacton follower, you've heard his name. You've heard his name. You've heard Brett Burns' name the past couple of years. Last year they had a successful season, but by their standards, probably a little bit down. They only had 12 or 13, 14 wins, I believe, towards the end of the season. But this is a team that, once again, is solid. They have a very senior-laden team this year. They have experience. It's going to be a tough test for the Bears.
Bears coming off a very nice road victory earlier in the week, John, at PJP. What kind of momentum are they going to bring into tonight?
As much momentum as they've had all year. And when you look at the schedule, if you looked at this week, this past weekend, and you said you've got an undefeated PJP team on Tuesday and then an undefeated Methacton team on Thursday, tough week for the Bears, and for them to go out and get that first one against PJP, a team that has a lot of players back from last season when they laid claim to the PAC title. And I say claim because there was no playoffs last year and no one played each other the same amount of times on both sides of the conference. I have no idea how they just randomly decided who was going to be the champion, but that's a story for a different day, Jim. Saying we're going to get at least one of these games this week, huge for the Bears, huge for the PAC standings, huge for district standings, and like you said, huge for momentum coming into this game. I'm sure they feel like they can hang with anybody right now.
And we will see Boyertown's going to round out the what has become their usual starting lineup. Zach Ward and Roman Marinello in the backcourt. Jake Kapp, your swingman, Richard Black, and the big man Eddie Higgins underneath the basket. John, what's the over-under tonight on the number of charges drawn by Eddie Higgins? Should we set that at 3.5?
I think a better number is how many attempts, because if he draws 3, Jim, he's at least attempting it 7 or 8 times. I think he's going at like a 40% clip with how many attempts for charges he has than how many he actually draws. So.
You know what? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to do 5 attempts and 3.5 is the number for the actual number of drawn charges for Eddie Higgins tonight.
Oh, God, under. Take the under, folks.
We are in the process of announcing our sportsmanship announcements. We're going to have our national anthem, and then the Reverend is going to do the starting lineups, and we will be back for tip-off here from Boyertown Area Senior High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boyertown for tonight's PAC contest featuring visiting Methacton Warriors and your Boyertown Bears. And now everyone please rise. Remove your hats and stand as one nation as we salute the United States of America and the troops who defend our freedom with the playing of our national anthem. senior, number 11, Brett Byrne. Senior, number 13, Cole Hargrove. And junior, number 15, Cameron Shilson. And junior, number 24, Matthew Christian. The Warriors are coached by Pat Hoffman, assisted by Robert Jerome and Dave Ford. And now, first of all, Boyertown Bears. First up, senior, number 13, Roman Marinello. Junior, number 10, Zach Little. Junior, number 33, Richard Black. Junior, number 23, Gary Jack. And senior, number 42, Eddie Higgins. The Bears are coached by Travis Miller, assisted by Mike Carroll, Ross Arnell, and Shane McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, your ring.
And the Rocky theme music is playing as Coach Miller gives his last-minute play instructions to his team. Methacton already waiting at the jump circle. Cole Hargrove going to take the tip for Methacton. I'm sure Eddie Higgins, as he steps in the circle, is going to take it for Boyertown, and we will be underway here in a minute.
I mean, the Bears got to be one of the only teams here in the pack who have somebody with the size and the physicality to match up with Hargrove. So we'll see if Higgins can do a good job tonight neutralizing Hargrove a little bit down low.
Probably giving up a couple inches to Hargrove.
Giving up a couple inches, but he has plenty of pounds on him, which he has to use tonight. He has to use that physical ability that he's shown all year long and try to move Hargrove off that block.
Early down into Higgins, Hargrove covering him. Nice move by Higgins. Can't get around that middle. Over to Black on the wing. Marinello's going to reset. John, we got a 2-3 here. Matchup 2-3, or it looks like maybe man.
It looks like a 2-3. The guys up top are rotating here. Now, it honestly could have been a 3-2 there because 15 was in the middle there. But really, when you pass the ball to the wing, everything sort of shifts into a 2-3. I'm surprised to see Methacton go to a zone. They've been known for their pressure man defense for years.
And here's Boyertown in that 2-3 zone. Early into Hargrove. Nice drop into Mayer. Unable to get that to fall. And there's that size advantage, John. Eddie keeping Hargrove out of the board. He gets the rebound. Cap, nice drive by him. Denied by Hargrove early. And Methacton's going to run.
I think that's a good decision by Cap to go in there and test him early. And they have to keep on doing that. They have to see if they can get him in foul trouble. They have to test him. They can't shy away. Cap has done a nice job going to the basket the last 2 weeks. Keep going.
Low block open right now. Chisholm, long three-pointer is no good. Good job by Jake Cap, excuse me. Going to be good for at least 3 or 4 of those this season.
Well, I mean, Jerry's sitting right there in view of the camera, doing the music over there in the white shirt. I don't blame you. There's a lot of Caps in the gym right now.
Jake Cap went to go grab that rebound. Wasn't able to get his fingertips on it, which is a good thing because it rolled out of bounds. Boyertown back in their possession. Early inside to Higgins. He's going to try to use his body on Hargrove. Great defense from the big man under there. Really not doing anything but putting that 6'8" frame straight up in the air. Eddie Higgins not even able to get an attempt with 2 nice passes in position in the block.
Higgins has the advantage with his lower half. He has to be willing to move him out. Even if he takes a foul early, moving Hargrove away, he has to use his lower half and move him away. I'm interested to take another look at what Methacton is playing. It looks more 3-2 to me, Jim, but the guys up top are kind of staying with their men. They're not just passing them off to somebody else. Interesting D here from Methacton. I'm ready to analyze it down here, Jim. They got me excited.
Well, looks like they have in that same set here. Certainly going to see a lot of Hargrove and Higgins at the bottom. And John, what do? They are confusing me because it looked like, man, when they got across the court and then get the ball to the quarter and it's still staying in zone.
Yeah, it's definitely a zone. They're playing it tight. They're moving around a little bit. It's not a traditional zone, which I'm sure this is part of the reason why they're so, have such a gaudy record this year, and people haven't figured it out yet. We'll see if Boyertown can.
Well, John, we are a little over 2 minutes into the game, and we don't have a score yet. Nothing right now. I think Boyertown would like to keep it this way. Corner, Jake Cap, three-pointer, and that goes in. Great job early from Jake Cap to get Boyertown on the board with a three.
If they're doing confusing stuff up top, which it just looks like they have their guys following men through the zone here. It looks like the top guys are just kind of following their men through. And if they're confusing the up top, attack the corner, attack different ways. Go to the corner, go to the block. If Boyertown can find other ways to attack the zone from just not from up top, they should be fine.
Got Cap and Higgins on the far block, really communicating about where Hargrove is. But while they're doing that, Brett Byrne able to take it opposite baseline. Drops in the first two from Methacton. Inside to Higgins again. He finds Cap. Nice inside out play from Boyertown right now on this defense, trying to find those holes. There's Higgins looking for Black on the baseline. Gets tipped out of bounds.
If Methacton is going to play this pace, I think this benefits Boyertown. They're gonna stay in this game. They're gonna get open shots like this again, and I just think this benefits Boyertown. Really surprised that this Methacton group doesn't play more up tempo like they have in the past.
Here's Higgins on that baseline using that body. That's no good. Again, Hargrove showing a lot of discipline there on that low block, not being too aggressive, just using that length. We're going to get a foul on Boyertown as they're still leading by 1, 3-2, 4:19 left in the quarter.
What are all the cliches, Jim, that they throw out here? Each team just kind of feeling each other out right now, just kind of getting their legs underneath them, which is really the story of the first 4 minutes here. This is we hope you're not asleep at home watching this.
John, how can they be asleep with your defensive analysis?
I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't analyzed anything.
It's the stuff of legends. Long rebound for Black off the missed three-pointer. This time Eddie Higgins gets it on the high post, looking around, finds Cap. Almost a walk. Baseline to Higgins, 15-foot jump shot is no good. Rebound from Byrne. He's going to try to run. Chilson takes it in the middle. Quick little dip it in, and that puts Methacton up by 1, 3:30 left.
Boyertown's not going to be able to win this game scoring 40s. I just have a feeling. I mean, when you have this kind of offensive firepower, my God, their top two players are averaging 30 points just by themselves. They're going to need to find ways to make shots and to get good looks here against this defense, which I think I figured out, Jim.
As Richard Black hits a three from the opposite corner, Cap did earlier. 2-point lead, Boyertown.
It honestly looks like they're just playing a switching man-to-man defense, except for Cole Hargrove. They're just planting him right in the middle and saying, oh boy. They're just planting him right in the middle like I wish somebody was there for Boyertown right there. But they're just saying, Cole, protect the rim. The rest of us are just going to play man-to-man.
John, that was, for all the stellar defensive analysis, was quite the analytical approach to that offense, to that defensive output from Boyertown there. All alone, Brett Byrne had no one around him. And we're all tied up at 6. Three-pointer from the corner is no good for Blackmore, who's come into the game for Methacton. I'm sorry, Blakemore. John, who was the matchup zone king? Was that John Chaney down at Temple?
He did a little bit. I mean, Jim Boeheim is not a match. Oh, Zach Ward. He's not a matchup zone guy, Jim Boeheim, but he's run that zone for years. So there's a bunch of guys out there who claim that they're the zone king. I mean, they just put DVDs out there, and schmucks like us buy them.
Well, schmucks like us are looking at that right now with whatever Methacton's doing defensively. Certainly has hints of a little bit of a matchup zone as they're going through. But while we're talking about that, Boyertown hits their third three-pointer of the game, and they are up 9-6, 2:05 left. And we have a 30-second timeout on the court. John, it looks like we were talking about cliches before, that old cliche, live by the three, die by the three. It looks like Boyertown's willing to live by the three so far early in this game. Certainly opportunities inside to Higgins. He has not been able to convert yet, held scoreless at this point in time. You'd think he's going to have to get going and establish some type of presence inside if Boyertown's going to have a chance.
He certainly does seem like the type of player who just lets the game come to him, which you have to appreciate. However, with a player of his caliber, you're right. At some point, you think he's going to start looking for his shot. But Eddie Higgins has done a good job of shadowing him so far. The defense seems to be keying on him and just kind of letting other people get the ball in the middle and do whatever they want.
Good collapse that time. Roman Marinello ends up with it, able to convert on the other end. John, that's the second time Boyertown's really kind of keyed for, as well as Higgins has been held scoreless. Hargrove's also scoreless. But that's the second time Brett Burns been left wide open in the paint with the ball.
It's got to be something that they've talked about as a team, saying we are going to not let
There's one, John! There's one! He's 1 for 1 in the first quarter.
This is not good for me. He's got one already in the first quarter. He's well on his way to 3 or 4, 5, whatever it was. Eddie.
Little less than 1:30 left in the first quarter. Boyertown 11-6 lead now. Marinello top of the key. Boyertown has yet to make a substitution yet. Methacton has put in Blake Moore. Nice little Euro step by Cap. Little hard off the glass. That went off a Methacton player. Boyertown will keep possession.
Jake has done a nice job the past 2 weeks going to the basket. He's really made a nice job, or made a nice, carved out a nice little niche in his game with going to the bucket. He's done a very nice job. What a threat to have that long range and the drive.
Looks like Higgins had really good position that time underneath, unable to get to him. Give Hargrove the rebound. Methacton back up the court. 42 seconds left, down 5. Jason Lagana into the game for the Warriors. Quick double team on Hargrove at the top of the key. I don't know about that, John. That looked like good defense to me.
So like I was saying before, Jim, before Eddie interrupted me, it looks like their goal defensively is to not let Cole Hargrove go off. They're going to let other people, get the ball and make other people beat them.
Great defense off that inbounds pass from Jake Cap. Unfortunately, Methacton able to get it back. 26 seconds left now in the first quarter. Boyertown staying in that usual 2-3 zone that they seem to have done really well with. Another collapse at the top of the key on Byrne. He's able to come around, knock it down, and he'll go to the line for one more. Looks like Boyertown really had that stop there for a second, but Brett Byrne able to weasel his way through and around, get a layup up, and he's fouled.
I don't think Boyertown is doing anything, that different on their defense. They're just making it a point to take Cole Hargrove away, and now Methacton has to adjust. So you're seeing a couple of coaches here who are going to have to really earn their paychecks tonight, because Pat Locker is going to have to figure out how to get his best player involved in this game, and Coach Miller is going to have to figure out how to get his very, very important down-low threat, Eddie Higgins, a couple of looks.
5 seconds left. Looks like Marinello is going to take up the last shot. Gives it to Cap. That gets knocked out of bounds. We have no time left on the clock. They're going to put .5, it looks like. John, .3 is the throw it in and tip it in. .5, .7 is catch and shoot.
It's pretty good, Jim. It's pretty good. It's like you have the book of basketball knowledge in front of you.
they're not going to get anything. Boyertown content to end the quarter with a 2-point lead, 11-9. 3-point outbursts from Zach Ward, Jake Kapp, and Richard Black. Roman Marinello adds a breakaway layup. On the Methacton side, Brett Byrne has been the offense for Methacton. He's got 7 of their 9. Cameron Chilson chipped in the other 2. As we are entertained at the quarter break by the Boyertown cheerleaders. John, thinking about Methacton, we talked about Hargrove being that D1 prospect. Wasn't too long ago they had a big man playing for them, 6'11", Jeff Woodward, who is now up at Colgate, getting some playing time up at Colgate. And I do believe Methacton made a run. Did they win the state title a couple years ago?
I honestly believe that they would have won the
they
state
were the
title
COVID
that year. It was the pandemic year. Yeah,
right.
And what a shame for Coach Durstein, who's not coaching anymore. But he to have that group of guys and have everything set up for you that year. I think they were in the final 8 at that point. Like they had it, and to not get that chance ever again, that's just something that has got to eat away at you.
Yeah, that was Woodward's senior year. He was a mountain of a man when he came to play. 4-year starter for Methacton. As they come in at the second quarter, a little bit more movement underneath for Methacton. They find Blakemore inside. Burns got to go baseline. They find Hargrove, and they're going to foul him before he can put up the shot.
Well, if your goal is to keep him away from the basket, that's a good foul. And you see, it looks like what Methacton might be trying to do here is isolate their 2 scorers. Burn, if you have to stop Burn, it should open up somebody, and that somebody on that possession was Cole Hargrove. Good foul, I think, though, to keep him off the line here early in the second.
Eisenhardt in the game for Boyertown to start the quarter. Jake Kapp quickly coming back in, though. He will spell Zach Ward. Line across the top from Methacton. They find Brandy at the top of the key for their inbound. Hargrove still camped out opposite block from where the ball is. John, I think in official terms that would be weak side low block.
Nice, Jim. Just keep writing that book over there.
7:10 left in the half. No score yet, just like the first quarter. Very beginning of the game. Took a while to get any scoring. Methacton really taking their time, and they find Daniel Brandy, who's able to tie up the game at 11. Looks like we might have a more traditional man-to-man here from Methacton, John. This one was easy to point out.
Yes, looks like they're really up here playing that pressure style that we're used to seeing from them. It looks like Coach Lockhart has kind of gotten sick of seeing what he was looking at there and trying to up the tempo and maybe cause some turnovers here.
Higgins taking on Hargrove one-on-one, using that body. John, look at your pregame analysis. It's coming to fruition there for Eddie Higgins.
It's a nice move. It was a nice hesitation in midair by Eddie Higgins. If he can, keep Cole Hargrove off the glass, keep him out of the scorebook here for as long as possible. Only a good thing for Boyertown.
And there goes Brett Byrne, and he's going to go to the line again to try to convert his second three-point play of the game.
I mean, you've seen these game plans before. We had them all the time, as at coaching here at Boyertown. You have two studs who you're trying to stop. Pick one. Pick one. Say you are not beating us. You right there. You're not beating us. Whatever else happens, happens. But there's one guy you're focused on. And so far, Boyertown has done, if that's their game plan tonight, they've done it perfectly so far.
Long three-pointer from Richard Black, and that goes down for Boyertown. His second three-pointer of the game. They're up by 3, and it's another timeout. Like to see Coach Miller using the court with Ryan Tinney here, helping him out defensively. And this is a full timeout with the players sitting on the bench.
It's fun for me to try to figure out why coaches call timeouts. I love watching their reactions to certain plays, and I'm gonna guess that the scouting report on Richard Black is, hey, he's a shooter. Please know where he is. And all it took was just one little defensive mental lapse right there. Richard got open for just a brief second, gives them a 3-point lead, and now I'm sure the coach is talking about their defense right now and what they have to do to take away these Boyertown shooters, who really, aside from Eddie Higgins, can put 4 shooters on the floor if they have Roman Marinello out there.
Coming out of the timeout, we'll reset the game for you. 5:44 left in the first half. Boyertown holding a 3-point lead, 16-13. Boyertown 5-team fouls, Methacton 3-team fouls. Both teams with their 4 timeouts remaining. Brett Byrne, definitely the scoring threat from Methacton. Much more bounds from Boyertown. Richard Black with 6. Good defense from Higgins on the low block. Back out to Lagana. Lagana. Looks like lasagna to me. Great defense there by that long arm. John, we talked a lot about having Richard Black at the top of that 2-3 zone, and that's where it pays off. Jake Kapp will take that baseline, and he will find Higgins. Foul call first. Boyertown will have it under the basket.
Another good job by Boyertown attacking this defense for Methacton. They're not sitting back. They are attacking beyond the arc. They're attacking within the arc. Doing a nice job so far.
Great inbounds play by Boyertown. Higgins all alone. Very patient by Jake Kapp to just let that play develop. And they now have a 5-point lead.
When you play man-to-man under the basket, you leave yourself open for a play like that. That simple screen-to-screener play. Whenever you see a team playing man-to-man under the basket, run your screen-to-screener play.
And Brett Byrne walks. I do believe 5-point lead. This matches the biggest lead of the game for Boyertown.
You know, it seems like what Brett Byrne got caught there, he was looking for Hargrove. It seems like they're trying not to have Cole Hargrove flash to the ball in that high post. They want to flash somebody else there, keep him weak side, Jim, as you said, and then look for him sealing on that block weak side. So I think Byrne thought he might have had him there. Boyertown did a nice job closing the gate, and that was a turnover.
Well, defensively, Boyertown's really not traditionally that 2-3 zone. They're not traditionally sliding away from that weak side. They're keeping that body on Hargrove. That's making it difficult to, you want to swing the ball against those zones, get them moving, and find those open spots across the other side of the court. And that's just not happening.
They're definitely doing some different things, like right there, Eddie Higgins, like shadowing Cole Hargrove there, and you saw Coach Miller talking to Jake Kapp right there, saying, "Listen, that is yours. That's your guy right there. It's got to be the wing's responsibility if you're going to shadow Hargrove on that weak side."
Colin Mayer, the recipient of that one. Great steal by Eddie Higgins. Again, using his body, held scoreless in the first quarter. He now has 6. 5-point lead for Boyertown. Got Eisenhard now. There's a flash by Hargrove. He gets it on the low block. And again, they foul him immediately.
It's all right.
That'll be the 16th foul for Boyertown. Their last one to give, as Ward and Marinello check back in the game for Black and Tinney, I believe. Someone's got to sit down. There you go, Ryan. Three-point attempt by Christian is good. His first points of the game. It's now a 2-point lead, 3:30 left. Good little hesitation by Jake Kapp, unable to convert that reverse layup. Byrne gets the low block, knocked away by Marinello. Methacton will keep possession.
Very active hands here for Boyertown tonight. They haven't taken a break yet. I'm hoping that over the course of the 10-minute halftime coming up, they can rest a little bit. They can get some hydration because they have not taken a break defensively. They are talking. They are moving in a zone. Easy to take a few plays off. They haven't yet.
Coach Miller's only gone 2 deep as well. Kinney and Eisenhard, the only 2 coming off the bench. Richard Black back in the game. Marinello and Black, the top of that 2-3 zone. Christian, nice ball fake at the top of the key. He will drive. That is a push on Higgins. That's one way to get a rebound. And Hargrove will go to the line to attempt his first points of the game.
And I feel like even if he gets his points from the line, you don't get that momentum shift. You don't get in that flow of the game as a scorer, where you just kind of, your confidence just keeps creeping up after you make shot after shot. So far what the Bears have done has worked. When he's on the block and gets it, give him a foul. Otherwise, shadow him, make sure he does not touch it.
Makes his first on the front end of the one-on-one. If he puts this one down, the game is tied. Unable to jinx him. And we have a 20-point tie, Boyertown Methacton here with just over 2:30 left in the first half. Higgins, top of the key, immediately turns around to try to drive, picks up his dribble just inside the paint. And we'll have Eisenhard tries to go baseline, quickly sealed. Nice swing pass to Marinello. His three-pointer is short. Hargrove with the rebound over to Byrne. He's going to take that all the way. John, do we have it? No! But there's an attempt.
He's really on pace for 5. Oh, my God, Eddie.
Those are his 2 attempts.
You're seriously marking that down?
I am marking it down. I have it written here. Who's this at the line here, John? Is this
number 5?
Lagana? No, it is not Lagana. It is Mayer, and he misses the first one. Jake Kapp checking back in the game for Higgins. John, I'm not keeping track of fouls, but I'm going to assume Eddie Higgins has 3.
Again, not keeping track up here. I can honestly say the only way I'd pull him off the floor right now is if he had 3. So yeah, certainly.
2 minutes left. Timeout, Boyertown.
And this is a really good timeout by Coach Miller right here. I know that now it takes him only down to 3 timeouts for the rest of the game, but Eddie Higgins is out for the first time this game. He's been a huge part of why Cole Hargrove has not had many opportunities this game. He needs to talk to his group right now about how they're going to defend Methacton, how they're going to defend Hargrove and Byrne.
We have that halftime entertainment of the half-court shot to look forward to. Anybody who makes a half-court shot for $1 benefiting the boosters get a $10 gift card to Doc Watson's. Great baseline drive by Zach Ward, I believe. Yes, it was Zach Ward. His 5th point of the game. Boyertown up by 2. John, I don't know if I would spend my $10 on beef stinger wings or fried pickles.
Ooh, the stingers. Good call.
That would be a very, very tough way to spend $10 at Doc Watson's.
They do have some interesting appetizers there, like the fried pickles. I want to say there's another one there that I'm always looking at and going, maybe today's the day I try it, but then mozzarella sticks it is,
A creature of habit.
Yep.
And there, John, what we've been talking about all game. Chisholm gets the ball, tries to come down. Hargrove was sealed on that low block. They tried to get it to him, and it was a little too far. Almost want to say Methacton, dare I say, was trying to force the game to Hargrove there. Unsuccessfully, just about a minute left in the half. Another drive baseline. Boyertown having some success with their baseline drives today. Into the corner. There they are again with Richard Black, and he puts it up for 2 more. Boyertown has a 4-point lead.
That they really lucked out there. I think Richard Black's strength is him shooting from beyond the arc. When he drove baseline there, you knew he was in trouble. Zach Ward bailed him out, and the Methacton defense bailed him out there. 4-point lead.
Hargrove gets it, turns around, and he finds Mayer on the low block. That is no good. I think Coach Miller is yelling for one shot, John.
One shot. Get it across half. Try to keep it here for 30 seconds.
That's what that one finger up in the air means. Universal signal in basketball. Kind of like the fist is a universal signal for man-to-man.
It also means one more fried pickle.
one more order of all-you-can-eat wings as well. 11 seconds left. Boyertown will have the ball right in front of Methacton's bench after a foul called. Interestingly here, 11 seconds. Boyertown a 4-point lead. Methacton has a foul to give with a strategy here. See if they do it. They do not. Black is in the corner for 3, and he nails it.
Huge three-pointer by Richard Black.
Richard Black in the corner. When the... Excuse me, got so excited. I'm having a coughing fit here. With the basketball strategy, John, of with a foul to give, let them dribble around. You're down by 4, foul, make it a little more difficult, but Methacton decides to play defense. Richard Black hits one from the corner, and they're going into halftime with their largest lead of the game, 27-20.
It's tough to look back, and hindsight's always 20/20 as we just keep the cliches coming tonight, Jim. But looking back on things, trying to foul, trying to make sure that Boyertown has no chance to get that shot off would have been the way to go. And these are the shots that you need to make if you're going to pull an upset. Big shots like that. Big momentum shift right there. If you saw the Methacton players walking off the floor, there was no hop in that step. None whatsoever. Shoulders slunk over. Completely opposite for Boyertown. It's been a heavyweight slugfest so far, and right now Boyertown maybe doesn't have Methacton on the ropes yet, but they're getting closer.
Eddie Higgins finally exploded there in that second quarter. I say exploded. He had 6 points. But when you're held scoreless in the first quarter, that certainly helps. He had a couple of nice low block moves. Jake Kapp added 3. Zach Ward with 5. Roman Marinello with 2. And Richard Black with that big 3 at the end of the half. Chipped in 11 for Boyertown. So once again, a nice little balanced scoring attack for the Bears. All 5 starters have scored for Boyertown, so that's a nice touch for them. John, what do you think Methacton's going to do coming into the second half to try to, looks like they're going to have to stop Black. How are they going to make adjustments with that defense?
Actually, I was going to say defensively, they don't have to do much adjusting here. I mean, Boyertown's knocked down a couple of big three-pointers. They're probably just going to say, hey, listen, we need to be more aware of where the shooters are. But I think the big adjustment for Methacton needs to be on the offensive end. How are they going to get Cole Hargrove involved in this game? He has no field goals. He's 2 for 2 from the foul line. They need to find a way to get him open, and are they going to try to go screen down on Higgins and screen him, run a little block play there to get him open? But they've got to do something. That's the coaching staff's job right now for Methacton, is to figure out how to involve him more.
Methacton also rather diverse in their scoring, getting 2 from Mayer, 2 from Hargrove, 2 from Chilson, 2 from Brandy, 3 from Christian, and 9 from Brett Byrne. But those 9, John, 7 in the first quarter, only had a layup and missed the foul shot to convert the three-point play. He certainly was a big offensive threat at the beginning of the game, not so much as the second quarter wore on. We'll see if Boyertown can continue that defensively in the second half.
Can I change the subject for like 1 minute?
What, back to fried pickles?
No. Well, all right. That's topic of discussion number 2. So it's all high school boys out here right now doing the half-court shot for a $10 Doc Watson's gift card. I bet maybe 3 of them can actually drive to Doc Watson's to use this gift card. Do you think that their parents in the stands are saying to them, here's $10, go, or like $5, go win me a $10 gift card? Because what are they going to do? Now, if it was a $10 gift card to GameStop, you see everybody on down there. Now you're making some money. See, these are marketing ideas for free that I'm just giving the Boyertown boys basketball program.
I get it. John, I have probably spent my lifetime coming to Boyertown games with the half-court shot. I have probably spent $73 on opportunities for half-court shots.
Do you know the John Kaleda half-court shot story?
I don't.
So way back when, they used to run a half-court shot just like this. If at any time you made a half-court shot during the season, just like former player Mason Marinello did right there, you didn't win anything that night. You were invited back to the final home game of the season where you could shoot a half-court shot, and if you won $100. All right, so that was it. It was the last home game of the season. John Kaleda, little John Kaleda, of course he makes a half-court shot during the season. Probably made like 4 or 5 of them, honestly.
Of course.
So I was in the running to be at the half-court shot contest in the last home game of the year. But there was a junior high. I was in junior high at that point. It was a Valentine's Day dance that night, and I had to make a choice: come here, go to the Valentine's dance. Guess what I did?
You went to the dance.
I went to the dance. And guess what happened?
Nobody won the $100.
Nope, my girlfriend broke up with me.
At the dance?
At the dance.
Was that during a Boyz II Men song?
It was. It was not during a Boyz II Men song. But I almost wanted to sprint over here and take part in the $100 shootout. I think I probably went to the bathroom and cried, though. I don't know.
Wow. Little Johnny Kaleda gets broken up with at a Valentine's dance. And you could have had $100.
Could have had $100.
Well, we got about 4 minutes and 30 seconds before the second half starts. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back on the NFHS Network. We are back as AC/DC takes us out of halftime. Minute until we start the second half, and Boyertown will have possession to start the game. And John, I was looking over at the scoreboard just now, and the one and only Todd Moyer is in the building.
First day of baseball workouts, Jim. That's where I'll be heading in about a half an hour.
You're going to pitch batting practice, or are you just going to walk around and tell stories of your junior high Valentine's escapades?
All right, it's the first night tonight, so we're like meeting some players for the first time. I think I'll save the personal stories for like February.
Gotcha. Coach Matlack is last time I was over there, he was throwing batting practice. Quite impressed with that arm he had going that night.
Coach Matlack has one of those arms where it's never going to get tired. It's always going to be the same exact motion, the same speed, and the same spot. It's a strike every time. Baseball players in Boyertown take more swings than any other team in the state because of the arms that we have on this coaching staff.
Quick entry pass to Jake Kapp gets tipped away to start the game, start the second half. And a quick three-pointer from Methacton, unable to fall. Good job by Jake Kapp to get that rebound in to Richard Black's hands. And we'll see if we have what we had in the first and second quarters, which is a slow start offensively, go at least a minute before the first points get put up on the board.
Slow's okay for Boyertown here. Slow is okay. Do not let them get any sort of rhythm. Keep the ball, keep possession, keep the lead, get good shots.
Methacton back into the traditional man-to-man defense. None of this mysterious matchup zone man going through whatever it was. Three-pointer from Jake Kapp. That's about the third one this season that I think has hit every part of the inside of the rim but does not go down for Jake Kapp.
At some point this year, he will heat up from beyond the arc. It's just you're right. He just hasn't found his rhythm there yet, but he has done a nice job finding his rhythm other places and finding new ways to score, which is he's really been developing his game this season.
15-foot jump shot from Hargrove on the baseline is no good. Great rebound underneath. There's Brett Byrne, adding to his now tied for game high with 11. Him and Black both with 11. And it's a 5-point lead. Boyertown trying to find that movement with their four across the key. Marinella drives. He better get rid of it. 3-second call coming. Black to Higgins. Boyertown to try to reset. Coach Miller doesn't like what he's seeing, so he's going to call an early timeout. And John, I don't know what happened. But
yeah, I thought in the first half that Methacton took 2 timeouts there, and I remember looking up there and saying, "Oh, Coach Miller just took one and took him down to 3."
Yeah.
But I think that must have been a mistake. I could have sworn that Methacton took 2 because they were upset with what was going on. So if with 4 timeouts left, not a bad timeout here if Coach Miller is trying to, kind of show them where he wants them to be. However, I was honestly fine with what they were doing here. They're taking, they're not allowing, like I said, any sort of momentum or rhythm of the game to change. They're not allowing Methacton to get out and run, which if they allow Methacton to get out and run, that just means more chances for Hargrove to do something. So I'm fine with passing the ball around a little bit, take some time off the clock, and keep working for your shot. Fine by me.
It gives us more time to talk about appetizers at Doc Watson's, John. Their nachos are not bad either.
The loaded big, they're big. They cost like $13 too. You know that they're big nachos when they cost that much, and you know that I'm going to like them then.
Eddie Higgins finds Jake Kapp on the low block. A lot easier to make one from 2 feet away than it is from 20 feet away. Jake Kapp gets on the board in the second half. First points for Boyertown.
What a timeout by Coach Miller drawing that up. What a good decision by him. You have Cole Hargrove planted there by the basket. Draw him away. Get Higgins out there and get another scorer close to the basket and let him post up. Smart play.
That shot from the baseline from Methacton off the front of the rim. Boyertown with the rebound. They're going to try to come back and get a bigger lead. It is 7 right now, which matches their highest of the game. A little bit more pressure from Methacton. Higgins working around the painted area, up and down those lines. Nice screen. He's got a seal. They can't find him. He's got another seal.
Oh, he was there. Oh, he was there.
Marinello almost gets behind Richard Black. It's the second time this game Richard's long arms were a benefit to him. Once defensively, this time offensively. John, you like to see the patience from Boyertown here. They're really not forcing anything, looking for an opening. And there it is. Higgins on the block. There's a power dribble. Great defense from Hargrove. Look at Eddie Higgins. Eddie Higgins looking like Kevin McHale on the low block.
This is what Boyertown is going to do. Oh, Roman. This is what Boyertown's going to have to do. Run that time off the clock, be patient, and then after a few seconds, call a play like they did there and get a good look.
But there goes Colin Mayer. Just could have driven a freight train down that baseline.
But Cole Hargrove didn't score.
No, he did not. Or should I say, the Colebrookdale Railroad could have gone down that baseline, nice. And Roman Marinello drops a 3. Boyertown now has a 10-point lead. Forgot that local plug, John. Colebrookdale Railroad could have gone down that baseline.
We have to plug more non-food establishments, Jim.
That's very, very hard to do. Yeah. Brett Byrne with 2 more. Maybe that's what we'll start to do, John, because I was, again, I think of his 6 field goals today. I think at least 3 of Brett Byrne's field goals were uncontested layups. So instead of saying Brett Byrne for 2, not Hargrove for 2. That's really basically what it is. Boyertown unable to convert. Still holding an 8-point lead, 2:43 left in the third quarter. There's Hargrove on the low block, quickly double-teamed by Black and Higgins. Swing it around to Chilson. He nails a 3-pointer. Give him 5 on the night.
You're going to live with it. You're going to live with it. And I find it hard to believe that no other team has tried something like this where you're just going to go double Cole Hargrove and take him out of the game. He must be such a, I'm sure he's a very, good player. He's averaging 17 points a game. He's able to get by those double teams. But for whatever reason, what the Bears are doing tonight is just making him stagnant.
There's Zach Ward with a nice floater. And there's Byrne again. Or correction, not Hargrove.
Wow, they really are just letting anybody else shoot.
Lead back down to 5.
And a shot by Brett Byrne in the middle, better than a Cole Hargrove dunk,
John, that's about as astute as you can get. Because if there's one thing that's going to get Methacton into or any high school team, let's be honest.
Sure.
Is if one of their players is able to throw one down, that's going to really change momentum in any game. And look at that little 1-foot fall away.
Hoosiers. It is 1954 in the gym tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because Zach Ward just hit a Jimmy Chitwood. Oh, I love it.
See, I was going to say Tim Duncan. But Colin Mayer comes back the other way and responds with a 3-pointer. We're going back and forth. It's a 4-point lead.
This looks like that defense again. They're just going to plant Cole Hargrove there and then run that little switching defense out front. I wonder, there again.
There it is again. Zach Ward. Give him 6 for the quarter. And a 6-point lead for Boyertown with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Long 3-pointer from Chilson. No good. There's Zach Ward on the glass. He's having himself a few minutes here in this game. 23 seconds left. I did not see the finger go up, John, but I would assume Boyertown will try to play for 1 here.
Yeah, you should, especially now. 14 seconds left. Play for one.
Entry pass is knocked away. And there's the baseline layup from Christian. John, that happened at the end of the first quarter, I believe, as well. Methacton was able to put one up. Boyertown able to do it at the end of the second quarter. Methacton does it again here in the third quarter to cut the lead to 4. Kind of really deflates a great last 2.5 minutes for Boyertown.
It does. It is deflating. However, still, I haven't seen much emotion from this Methacton bench. You saw a little bit, and these Methacton players. Now that's probably because they haven't been in the situation too much this season, and actually, Methacton always did have a very workmanlike approach. They were always so well coached, and still are well coached. So maybe that's just part of their their mantra, their MO is just to be very, very even keel. But they're going to need some energy. They're going to need some excitement here in this fourth quarter to take away what Boyertown has done, which is take away their best player and keep the ball. I'd love to see a time of possession stat. I got to think Boyertown's winning that hands down.
Well, Brett Byrne is.
Did you see? Look at the scoreboard. Look at the fouls.
Yeah.
Wow.
No fouls there in the third quarter.
No fouls.
I'd like to see that. Maybe that's why it was such a quick quarter.
Yeah.
Brett Byrne leading all scorers with 15 now. As Methacton trying to cut into this 4-point lead. Boyertown in their 2-3 zone. Kinney and Black at the top. Eisenhard, Ward, and Higgins on the baseline. And here comes a three-pointer. That's going to be short. Rebound by Byrne. He's trying to work on Higgins. And there's our first foul of the game.
If I'm Boyertown, I would have fouled him quicker right there. They did that in the first half, whether it was by design or just by accident. But once he gets that rebound, of course he's going up. He's one of their best scorers, one of their best players. Foul him right away, make him make a play underneath.
He puts down the first one. 3-point lead now for Boyertown. John, you know what we haven't seen in a while? A charge from Eddie Higgins. I think we're due for one. We'll wait for that next time down the court. Little full court pressure from Methacton first time of the game. We got a 1-2-2 going on here. Zach Ward unable to get that at midcourt. Hargrove almost walked, and that three-pointer is good from Matthew Christian, and that puts Methacton up by 1.
First lead in a long time.
John, to quote Michael Scott for the second time this year, my, how the turntables have turned. As Zach Ward puts up a 3 well short.
Yeah, Zach Ward probably is the guy who I would have said I wanted to take the shot on that possession, not that one, though. Boyertown has made a game of this by being patient offensively, running clock, and getting good shots off their plays. They can't get away from that now.
John, Methacton scores here. You taking timeout?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see what they can do defensively for Boyertown. Drive by Byrne. Great block, but there is Hargrove. Able to put up the follow-up, and there's the timeout. And, John, there's the emotion from Methacton you have been looking for all game.
There it is. The emotion that, as a Boyertown supporter, you don't want to see. Now this team has woken up a little bit. They have the momentum right now at the worst time for the Bears. But what the Bears still have is they still have a plan that has worked up until now. They have some players who have done a nice job offensively tonight. Eddie Higgins has battled against one of the toughest players in the league. Zach Ward has come alive tonight. So they have the game plan, and they have the players right now who are playing well. Richard Black, I might add as well. They have these guys who can get them some points in the fourth quarter. Can they do it? There's a question.
We will see. We have 6:29 left in the game. So we're 90 seconds into the third quarter. I'm sorry, 90 seconds into the fourth quarter. Boyertown yet to score. Methacton already with 7 points here in the fourth. So Boyertown certainly going to have to get some defensive stops. We talked a lot about those first few quarters, John. Slow to get the offensive going. Certainly not a problem from Methacton here when they needed it the most in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you don't have to go for it yet. You don't have to go for a fourth down yet. You know, Nick Sirianni, who you don't care about, you're a Steelers fan, is always going for fourth downs in the first quarter. Let the game happen. You know, you can be losing. It's okay. Just keep on gaining here. All right, get a bucket. It's okay to be down by one here. Just get a bucket.
Jordan Butler checking into the game for Boyertown. He gets that pass, and that is intercepted by Byrne. Chilson fouled before the follow-up, and he'll go back to the line for two.
Methacton finally using their length, using their size, and forcing over-the-top passes right there, and we're finally able to get that steal again. Surprised we didn't see that in the first half, but it seems like they pulled it out of their bag of tricks just in time.
Jake Kapp back in the game for Boyertown. Chilson misses, but Methacton able to get the rebound. Three-pointer is no good. Higgins runs down that long rebound, and Ward will bring it up. Methacton will pick up at midcourt. .5:30 left in the game. Methacton back in that original defense. Looks like it's almost maybe even a 1-3-1 here, John. Nice backdoor cut from Kapp. Knocked off of Methacton's foot. Boyertown will have it underneath the basket.
That did look a little more like a traditional zone right there. Smart move by Coach Lockhart, giving this Boyertown offense just different looks. That's going to take time. They couldn't figure out the first one he threw at him, so might as well throw something else.
There's Kapp in the corner. He's open. He's nice pass, nice shot fake from Jake Kapp.
Nice.
Gave up that three-pointer to cut the lead to one.
Great decision by Jake Kapp to not force that three, to get Hargrove coming out. Would have even liked to see, well, really, no one's in foul trouble, so the foul wouldn't have worked there. So great decision just to go in for that layup.
John, I think if Jake would have taken that three-pointer, the ball would have ended up in our booth up here. He looked like he was jumping through the gym to try to block that shot if it was attempted. Jake read that, got him up in the air, went baseline, took the easy layup. And Boyertown's only down one. They go baseline. They find Hargrove in the paint. Another quick foul. And they'll send him into the line.
Higgins kind of left Hargrove there. He left. He kind of helped as you would normally. Again, not sure if that was by design or it was just kind of a lapse there. But he hasn't left Cole Hargrove's side all night. He finally does, and look what happened.
Nice little stroke from Hargrove at the line.
Yeah, he's smooth.
He's 3 for 3. Jinx worked that time, but unfortunately Byrne got the rebound. Methacton up 2, 4:30 left in the game. Doesn't look like team fouls are going to be an issue here. 3 for Boyertown, none from Methacton. And here comes another three-pointer. That's going to hurt from Christian. His second three-pointer of the fourth quarter. That gives them a 5-point lead.
After this game, during film tomorrow, it is that defensive rebound that the Bears did not get that I know Coach Miller was going to put on their list of clips to watch.
And there's a missed pass coming out of the break. You get the ball across the timeline. Turn, go opposite what you're supposed to do. And it gets tipped away. Now Methacton can be patient with their 5-point lead. And there's Byrne, the baseline, no good. And we almost got the throw down, but probably even more so is a three-point play opportunity for Hargrove.
This is and this is tough. Boyertown is not built to come back from a deficit like this with 3.5 left. They are built to do exactly what they did for 3.5 quarters tonight, which is be solid, play that zone defense, score in the mid 40s to 50s, and try to out defense you. We'll see if they can do it. They do have shooters, but it's a matter of can they get open and can they knock down the big shot right now. 3.5 left.
Boyertown being outscored this quarter 13-2. Very difficult. They played 3 great quarters of basketball here tonight. And Methacton finally found something offensively. There's Roman Marinello from the foul line extended. That's no good. Great job by Higgins to get that rebound. Finds Eisenhardt at the top of the key. Down to Higgins on the block. He's going to work Hargrove with that body, and he does that really well. 2 more for Higgins.
That's his move. Little juke to that middle, seal his guy, go baseline. The Bears are in it. They're in it. I think Zach Ward's got to get back on the floor here, give them a scoring option here, but can be done.
Back to a 5-point lead. Marinello's up top. Don't know why the ref's not counting. In fact, it's going to call timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 5-point lead for the Warriors, 49-44. 2:40 to go in the game. And we'll see what coach has to draw up here for Methacton.
I think if Boyertown starts to jack threes, this could get out of hand. Right? They have not shown me this year, and all I've watched them, that they can just sit back, hit 3-pointers, and just shoot 3-pointers and make enough to stay in the game. They haven't shown that yet. What they have shown is that they can drive to the basket, they can get the ball inside to Eddie Higgins, they can use the whole floor to score. I even if Methacton scores here, I do not want to see them start taking 3-pointers here and just acting like it's all or nothing. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe a minute from now, a minute 40. But I think you have a minute before you got to start jacking threes, especially if Methacton doesn't get a bucket here and you get a steal or a rebound. Get the ball down low, drive in, see if you can keep this game within arm's reach.
Methacton gets the ball in. There's the count from the referee. Good pressure from Marinello.
Why is he not counting?
I have no idea. It seemed to me like there was a lot of time there at the top. Marinello is playing great D, and I don't think Coach Miller's happy.
Methacton might finish this game without fouling for an entire half. Wow. And really, I don't know if any plays have happened where I'd said, yeah, that's a foul. I really don't.
No, I agree. I agree absolutely. And I think a lot of the Boyertown fouls, they have 5 this half. A lot of their fouls have been intentional. The famous unintentional or intentional unintentional foul.
Correct. Oh, just a hair late.
And Chilson got that ball at that top of the key, and this might be it, John.
Wow,
Great job by Black. Better job by Eisenhardt and Black.
The refs left it open there for him. They did. You can probably call a foul on that Hargrove attempted dunk. They didn't, leaving the door open for Boyertown to get that rebound and fly down. Couldn't get it. It's just a couple of rebounds, couple of loose balls they haven't gotten in the fourth quarter, and Methacton has made them pay.
At this point in time, John, I think the Methacton bench is just itching. And it's almost like you see Cole Hargrove. He has come alive here in the fourth quarter. He had a very impressive 3-point play. He just wants to throw one.
He does.
And here it comes Zach Ward back in the game. He'll relieve Richard Black. 2 minutes left. I'm sorry, 1:54 left, just under 2 minutes. 5-point lead. And that's exactly what Boyertown needs. They need some missed free throws. They got 2. And let's see what they can do offensively. Methacton back in that 1-3-1 zone, it looks like.
Call something out now. They're looking inside. No.
Travis Miller's going to try to do something here, John. It's they really haven't faced that 1-3-1 much this game. It looks like that's the one thing that's really kind of getting them mixed up.
No, they haven't yet. And you can attack a 1-3-1 by attacking that wing, dribbling right at that wing, and making that guy down low pick who to guard. If you have a guy in the corner, if you have a guy in the block, all of a sudden now you have a little 2-on-1 situation there. You can attack it by setting a screen on the down low guy and trying to run somebody off and get that corner three. Against the 1-3-1, if that's what it is, it's the corner that is vulnerable. And it's a shame that Coach Miller didn't call this timeout. You kind of it's lost maybe 11 or 12 seconds there. But I get it. You're trying to let your guys figure it out and trying to let them get a shot off here. But it's a good timeout here. Give them a motion now that they can use this possession, next possession, and the possession after that. Hopefully the possession after that matters here because they're still in the game.
And we will reset that game for you. We have 1 minute and 29 seconds left to go. 5-point lead from Methacton. Boyertown with one timeout left. And I guess if there's one thing going in Boyertown's favor, which is where they are in the game right now, they may want to start fouling if they need to. They are in the right position to do that. One more puts Methacton at the line for 1-1.
Methacton hasn't shot particularly well from the line, so they might be able to get, a 1 out of 2 or an 0 out of 2 possibly.
There's a fight underneath Higgins and Hargrove, and they're going to call a foul on Hargrove, and Boyertown's going to get it under the basket.
It was a great fight by Eddie Higgins, and I agree with the call, and I think Coach Lockhart does too over there. He's not fighting it. Cole Hargrove just a little bit over the top, but really no one in foul trouble from Methacton, so it doesn't really matter.
Methacton back in. Looks like they're back in that 2-3 matchup that they started the game with. Fine black. There's Higgins. Not sure that's the shot Travis Miller wanted. Under a minute to go.
This is where in the holiday tournament, Boyertown just kind of let... Oh, there we go.
So another thing, Boyertown. So either Methacton's giving Boyertown what they need. They're missing their free throws, and they threw the ball away less than 10 seconds of getting possession back.
I'm going to say in the holiday tournament, Boyertown really didn't pressure Governor Mifflin at the end of the game. Right there, nice trap, got the turnover. They need a bucket here, or else you can put the nail in the coffin if they don't get something here.
Three-pointer's no good. Higgins with the rebound. He finds Ward. 34 seconds left. They find Cap.
Shooter's got to move.
And there's Cap in the corner. He's going to put that up. That's short. Hargrove rebound. 5 to go. And they foul. John, if there's ever a game where you could say, with the opponent you're going up against, Boyertown, you know what they were like tonight, John? Boyertown played like the Sixers.
Explain.
3 great quarters of basketball.
I see where you're going.
Wheels fell off in the 4th. There's another missed foul shot. 20 seconds left. 5-point lead. Long three-pointer from Marinello. That's no good. Hargrove has it. They fouled him. Not out of it yet. Reggie Miller once put up 7 points in a span of 4.2 seconds.
Yeah. Wow.
Against the Knicks.
That's
remember that right before he made the choke sign to Spike Lee.
I remember that, but we're watching a high school basketball game. That's like saying, oh well, Michael Jordan scored 83 points one game. Like, okay, well, I doubt that's going to happen. So. If it would, I would be the first one here to be on the floor cheering and being excited and giving you all the credit in the world.
Well, we'll see what can happen in 8.7 seconds.
Correct.
Hargrove made the first and the second. Long three-pointer for Zach Ward. That's going to go off the front of the rim, and Methacton's going to escape out of here with a 7-point victory on the road here in Boyertown behind the offensive output of Brett Byrne. Only 2 points in the 4th quarter, both from the foul line. but he had 17 on the night for Methacton. Hargrove, they tried to key on him. He only had 2 points in the first 3 quarters, both from the foul line. Ended with 9. And Methacton outscored, by my notes here, outscored Boyertown in the fourth quarter 15-2. I'm sorry, 15-4.
It's their game plan, Boyertown's game plan worked like you said for 3 quarters. It just unfortunately was not sustainable. And when you have a team like Methacton, who has such talented players, so tough to keep them bottled up for a full 32 minutes here. But the coaching staff of Boyertown deserves a little credit here for putting together a plan that kept them in this game, that kept them really within a missed rebound on a foul shot and maybe a couple of plays here or there, kept them within those plays away from winning this ball game and pulling another big upset this week. But it's not the solace that they want to have right now. But this week, 2 undefeated teams. They got 1 win. They played very well in this game tonight. Their confidence still is probably going to be very high going into their next game.
Methacton also, in that big fourth quarter that they had, that really put them over the top for Boyertown, literally and figuratively. 6 points, two big 3-pointers from number 24, Matthew Christian. He finished the game with 11. On the Boyertown side, again, only held to 4 points in the fourth quarter. 2 from Jake Kapp, he had 7 on the night, and 2 from Eddie Higgins, he had 10 on the night. Richard Black put in 11, Zach Ward put in 11. Roman Marinello added his 5. So once again, very balanced scoring attack from Boyertown. All of their scoring came from their 5 starters. They did only substitute 2 players predominantly in the game. Eisenhardt played a little bit. Tinney played some. Jordan Butler got a little bit of time. But for the most part, Coach Miller only went 7 deep tonight. As we move forward into the rest of the week and looking at the board, John, what's today, Thursday?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we won't be back here until Tuesday. Tuesday night, the boys are taking on Perk Valley. Wednesday night, there's wrestling action here at Boyertown High School against this Methacton team. Next Thursday, a week from tonight, girls are taking on Upper Marion. That's a varsity-only game, so please pay attention to the athletic department's Twitter feed, Facebook page, and all that information to find out the start time of that game. That may be adjusted with it being varsity only next Thursday for the girls. And the very next night is the girls again hosting Norristown. John, what's for dinner tonight after the late night snack after you go to basketball practice?
The late night
baseball
snack.
practice, I'm sorry.
Yeah, baseball practice. The late night snack. But at home, there's still, my gosh, there's still leftovers, I feel like, from New Year's that we're still working our way through. I'm just like going home and eating cold pork out of the fridge, which is fine.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It's all good.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I haven't decided yet what it's going to be here, John. I think I'm going to let the hunger pangs hit me on the way home. Could be just a little trip to Wawa. Could be a visit to Little Redner's for a Pennsylvania Dutch Lebanon bologna and cheese little self-serve packet thing. Nothing like cheese and Lebanon bologna at 8 o'clock at night.
Can you send me a picture of this grand meal that you're going to get, please?
If I get the Lebanon bologna and the cheese, I will send you a picture of the Lebanon bologna and the cheese.
Is there a cracker option with it?
Oh, Townhouse. Got to go Townhouse.
They come with it.
Oh no, I got Townhouse.
Oh, so it's a la carte.
Yes.
Crackers.
Crackers are a la carte.
Oh, I see.
I could end up grabbing a couple saltines, but the Townhouse cracker has that butter flavor that you'll like when you go for a sausage and cheese plate.
You're having a adult Lunchable.
Basically, that's exactly what I'm having.
There you go.
Exactly what I'm having. We will see you here Tuesday night, boys taking on Perk Valley. John, go to baseball practice.
Will do.
Have a good night, everybody.